If you are a follower of my channel, you know I lean towards more the physical media, movies, pop culture side than the culture wars and video games. Despite being a casual gamer, I'm the guy that puts his difficulty to normal, so don't really consider myself an expert in this, but I have a few things I want to say, and I'll say them, because I've got a platform. Anyway, this has to do with watching movies and Blu-rays, so take it what you will. But if you aren't aware, Sony has jacked up its prices up to over $200 on all its gaming consoles in Australia, and our equivalents overseas and around the world, Japan, America, England, all those places, they've all been, the prices have all been risen. And, you know, they've cited political climate, in other words, problems with Trump as usual, and RAM shortages due to the use of AI. You know how much I love AI. Anyway, so now a bog standard PS5 Slim with the disc drive went from $829 to 1,000 didgeridoo. That's Australian dollars. While the slightly more powerful PS5 Pro has gone from $1,200 to $1,400, and that's without the $124 disc drive if you want to play disc games and movies, you know. So I've had my original PS5 disc version since launch day back in 2020. I was one of the lucky ones. It's already been 6 years. I can't believe that, but it has. My PS5 was so good. I never felt the need to upgrade, and I felt that the PS5 Pro was not the giant leap forward that Sony purported it to be. Let's all not forget that they were charging for a vertical stand to hold it up for $50 bloody dollars, and it was a plastic stand, which they included with the original PS5 for free. So they were milking us for everything they possibly could. And I don't want to upset a lot of people who are Sonyites, whatever you call yourselves. But, you know, I'm a gamer, but I'm not into any favourites like Microsoft or whatever. I just don't care, as long as the game's bloody good. Anyway, I was adamant I was not going to get a PS5 Pro. But my PS5 was showing its age because I was playing Crimson Desert. And with the advent of Grand Theft Auto 6 on the way, whenever that is, eventually, I thought I'd better grab one before the price increase. So off to JB Hi-Fi I went, who haven't implemented the price hike as of this recording, and I wanted to ask them some questions, just basic questions. So I said to the lass that served me what was the reason that they kept the cheaper price, and she just said frankly they haven't been able to move any of the stock. This is 18-month-old stock, and in fact this box that she gave me had a thick layer of dust, and if you look you can actually still see there's quite some dust on it, and so it's been sitting there for a while. So this was first manufactured 18 months ago when the RAM crisis wasn't a thing. But just listen to me for a minute, because I have a theory, alright? And I'm just wondering, don't shoot the messenger. Do you think this is a massive ploy and lie from Sony, and there is no shortage of PS5s out there, as we can see, and I am doubting very much that they are producing a high enough volume and sourcing more RAM. So why as a consumer are we getting this 18-month-old stock and paying a premium for it? And if that's the case, why haven't they knocked down the price and then pay more for the newer models that they have to get the more expensive RAM and produce them for? Can someone explain to me how this works? Anyway, I feel a little bit ripped off. But despite that, the Crimson Desert looks amazing in on a PS5 Pro. It really does. I feel these big corporations have become less and less consumer friendly, and especially now more than ever, Don't get me started on Microsoft. I think they're even worse than Sony, to be honest. Anyway, thanks for letting me rant. I hope you consider to subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear what you think about this whole debacle in the comments down below. You may have heard it's Sony making us pay for their billion-dollar failures like Concord, and that they don't really want to make or market the PS6 as it would be well over $2,000. I mean, the PS5 Pro, over $1,500. No doubt the PS6 would be $2,000. Anyway, I can't wait for their excuses when it finally does get released. Anyway, who am I? Well, I'm Matt Pot, just your casual average gamer and physical media hound. See you next time.